Hey guys, what's up? In today's video, we'll be going over probably one of the most asked questions and also most difficult questions these days. What the heck printer do I start out with? And right now, the short answer is whatever you can get your hands on. To be totally honest, but we're gonna go over a couple options, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about them. We'll go ahead and get started on the 7710, 7720 Epsons, which are they're solid if you can get your hands on one. The problem is that the supply of them has just kind of it's completely dried up, and they're very hard to find these days. But they're not impossible to find, especially on the refurbished side. Matter of fact, just this morning, I was able to go on Epson's clearance website and find a 7710 for $109 plus tax, of course. So $120 for a suitable backup printer. And yeah, I'll let you say 11:20. It was late last night, early this morning. So, and I went ahead and got in on that because I noticed they were on the site available. And where you find those, the Epson clearance, I'll be dropping this link in the description below. But I mean, they'll have things that may work, EcoTanks, just random things on their clearance. And I noticed that was one of the clearance items, so I went ahead and picked one up. Because I figure, might as well, because my current cartridges fit it. It's a good fit. But yeah, they're very scarce, hard to find. Even when you do find them, $500. Don't know if they're worth that or not. But we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing, which is probably what we'll be going to whenever the cartridges are released for it, which is the Epson Workforce 7840s and 7820s. It's just a matter of when the cartridges or CISS systems release for it. That's what everybody will probably be going to with the EcoTank supply drying up, and also the older Workforce printers drying up. But this is basically a carbon copy of the 7710, 7720s, and they do 13 by 19 print. They do everything that us dye sub people need, and they just right now there's an issue with the chips where you have to put the Epson chip on an empty cartridge for it to recognize and make it work. There's no one's developed an auto reset chip for it yet, and until that happens, it's not going to be really feasible. Yes, you could take apart the cartridges and borrow the chips, and there is a YouTube video on how to do that. I'll drop that in the description below as well. But that's not a viable long-term option. And here's the 7820. Solid printer. It's just a matter of getting all the parts available to do it. And see, InkX Pro has a CIS system, but no release date yet. But I mean, it's definitely coming. I mean, it's just a matter of someone, cracking the encryption for the auto reset chips, and it'll be done. Occasionally, you can go in places like Target, and like our local Target has a couple EcoTanks, but these EcoTanks, I think these only print up to 8.5 by 11, so they're not that useful for a lot of people, unfortunately. This one just does 8.5 wide, so that's kind of a bummer because that's not going to do t-shirts or anything really. Of course, there's the EcoTank ET 15,000, which is probably the perfect mid-range dye sub printer if you can find one in stock, because there's no conversion. The ink just drops right in, and it does 13 by 19. So in a perfect world, these are what you would probably want. A solid serviceable printer for $600 that does pretty much everything you'll want to do. But and something else I found. And I've seen these in stock. I'm just curious if it would, in theory, it would work. But the XP 15,000, which is another, it's an Epson photo printer. And in theory, it would use a similar print head. And it's even to the point where, let's see, you can find the parts for them. The XP 15,000 CIS system. So could you, in theory, take that system, plug it into this, and have a printer that, and see, nobody really knows about this XP 15,000. So they're still in stock for the most part, because the dye sub community hasn't caught on to it. but it looks like it would work based on what I see here. It looks like somebody's already done it, so it may be an option. If I had extra money, I would buy one and try it, to be totally honest. Next up is the Epson SureColor F570. This is what a lot of people are going over to, just because it's you buy it once and you have a serviceable 24-inch printer, and that'll do pretty much everything you'll ever want in dye sub. And a lot of people are just ponying up the $2,400 and dealing with it. I think that's about what it runs. Yeah, $2,495. And I think it even uses the Epson dye sub ink. And it includes like the transfer paper and everything. And it's a 24-inch wide printer, so it's massive. It's beautiful, actually, for $2,400 though. Also, I guess it wouldn't be a what kind of printer should I use video without mentioning the Sawgrass printers, which, in my opinion, I mean, I'm sure they have fans everywhere. I mean, I guess the stuff just works. But my complaint is for $4.99 you get a printer that does 8.5 by what, 14? 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 14-inch prints. I mean, for $500, that's, not a big fan. Granted, their newer system, which is the SG-1000, I think it does 11 by 17. Which is going to do most of what you want. I mean, that's perfect for t-shirts, things like that. It's just not going to do. You're going to get small prints out of like 2 and 3X t-shirts. But I mean, other than that, for $1,500, it's not a terrible deal. But if you're spending $1,500, you might as well go ahead and spend another $1,000 with it, and go ahead and get that Epson that does a 24-inch print in rolls, and just be done with it, and just get what you really want. But yeah, guys, if there's anything I missed, just let me know in the comment section below. I'm just trying to help out and show some printers that should work, because it's really hard to find a printer out there these days. But yeah, you can, if you continue to look on this Epson site, you can occasionally find a gem like this 7710 I picked up yesterday for $120. It's a refurb, but I don't know that I care, because we're just going to stuff Sublimation ink in it anyway and void the darn warranty anyway. But alright, guys, I appreciate it. Have a good one. Also, if you found this content helpful and want to see more, drop this video a like and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it, guys.